seated position, just notice how you feel first of all. You can sit on a cushion if you'd like. So I have my pillows. If you want to, you can sit on a cushion. I'm just adjusting the camera slightly. Okay. So you can come to sit down. And as always, just arrive, especially with hassle of trying to get on and me trying to find a place to teach yoga that wasn't so noisy or wasn't so hot. So just use these few moments to just arrive. We all will have had different starts to the day, some perhaps easier than others. And just notice how you feel. Taking some conscious breaths, so really feel that breath entering the body, bringing that energy in, that expansion in, gently rolling those shoulders back a little bit, sitting up a little bit taller, exhaling to release, to ground down. Just conscious breaths. How do you feel today? I always think that's a really nice question to ask ourselves. Sometimes when we first wake up, but perhaps throughout the day, just how are we feeling? If there are things that we need to change, maybe we've been working too much, we need a break, need some fresh air, a glass of water. Just noticing how we feel and if there's things that we can do to change that. Obviously, if you're feeling amazing, there's no need to change. As always, that saying, no point fixing something that's not broken. So just notice how you are here. And then from here, you can keep your eyes closed. I just want you to start to get a gentle sway left to right, trying to keep the hips rooted, but just using your body, your shoulders. You can really invite the shoulders in, get some movement, just swaying from side to side, almost like a little bit of a massage for yourself, just moving through the shoulders, the head, and then coming back through center. Drop the chin to your chest, so really start to round through your neck, chin drawing in. Take a breath here. Inhale again. And on your exhale, keep your chin tucked into your chest and just start to pull your navel back and start to curve through your spine. So think cat pose here. You're really starting to round. Inhale, coming up, chest comes forward, arms start to come back. So we're sort of tugging those shoulders back, elbows into the side, open up through the chest and through the front of the throat there. Thinking cow pose. Exhale, rounding through again into our seated cat. Inhale into cow. So just start to get some real good mindful movements here. You can veer off the tracks slightly if you want to, so you can start to bring the chest forward in these circles and then rounding back through, or you can just keep to the cat and cow movement. So just invite that movement in, using the breath. If you're taking circles, take it the other way. And if you're moving through cat and cow, do 2 more sequences with your breath. And then when we finish, slowly coming back to that center, That neutral position, head over heart, heart over pelvis. Right hand comes down to the floor. Inhale, take the left arm up. Take that stretch first, so you're really lengthening through the left side, and then stretching over towards the right. Really reaching, keeping those hips rooted so that stretches from that left hip all the way up through the side. And then coming all the way up, bring left hand down to the floor, reach with that right hand up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, bending over towards the left. So you can bend this left elbow here, just getting some movement. And then inhale, coming back up, interlace the hands, now push the palms away from you. Take that stretch left to right, navel draws in, so quite often we'll lean back here and start to arch through the spine. So just imagine you're pulling the navel back towards the spine. So we're looking after our lower backs, taking that stretch up. Exhale, just drop the chin to your chest. Inhale, looking up towards the hands. Exhale, hands down by your side. Just give your arms a little bit of a shake. And then from here, we are going to come straight up to standing. So make your way to the front of your mat, or you can be to the side for now. Just have your feet hip width apart, relaxing through your shoulders, hands down by your side. And again, just take a moment here. So you almost want to imagine that your legs are like the number 11. So they're parallel beneath the hips. Your tailbone starts to tuck under, so that groundedness through the back of that body, your body, and that upward lift through the front. Just bring your hands to rest by your side, wherever you're comfortable. So you can just have the hands facing in towards the body. Soften a little through the knees. So quite often when we have this awareness through the front and the back of the body, we start to really engage through those legs and then lock the knees. So just soften through the knees, keeping that awareness through the front and the back. From here, we're just going to inhale, take the arms, palms now flip so they're facing towards the front. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Really feel that movement in the shoulders. Palms come to touch. Exhale, soften through the knees, just folding forwards here into our Uttanasana, our forward fold. Straighten the legs as much as you want here. Maybe soften through the knees. Take a couple of breaths. Breathing deep, using those exhales to release. Then soften through the knees, hands, trace the legs, chin comes in towards the chest, just rolling all the way back up. And when your hands arrive towards the hips, inhale, take the arms out left to right again, reaching all the way up, palms come to touch. Exhale, forward fold. Take a breath. Exhaling again. Inhale, tuck that chin, slow roll up. Repeating just like before. So when the hands come near the hips, inhale, take the hands left to right. Reaching all the way up, maybe looking up towards the thumbs now. Last time, exhale, folding all the way back down. Release through the head. Soften through the knees. Chin tucks in towards the chest. Inhale, slow roll up. Take the hands left to right. And this time just bring the palms to touch and the hands down to the heart in prayer position. From here, we're going to just do some movement into the arms here. So we're going to bring our hands down by our side, and then we're just going to start to circle the hands up to the top, up above our head, but using some rotations in the hands. So as we start to lift, pinky fingers start to come back, we roll through the hands, through the arms, slowly rolling the arms all the way up. So the hands are just rotating. I'm rotating my hands, so the fingers, the pinky fingers coming forward, then back, going all the way up to the top. Take a breath, really reach. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding back down. Soften through the knees. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Hands reach up above the head. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to do that one more time. So hands come out by your side. And again, we're just going to roll the hands as we start to lift the arms up. So just getting some movement. Really good for the wrists, good for the hands. Also building strength in those arms, in the forearms. So just slowly circling the hands as you move the arms all the way up to the top. This time when you arrive here, you're going to interlace your hands. Inhale, push the hands away from you. So you're just taking that stretch. Exhale, bend the elbows. Bring the palms of the hands towards the back of the head. Anchor down through the feet. And then you're just going to bump the hips to the left and then start to reach the hands out towards the right. So just pushing those palms away, maybe looking up towards the inside of that left arm. Take a full stretch. Inhale, bring the hands back towards the head. We're going to take it the other way. Inhale, start to push those hands away. Exhale as you arrive here in this stretch. And again, maybe looking up towards that upper arm. Inhale, coming back up, reach through the arm. Exhale, slowly folding down towards your feet. Uttanasana, forward fold. Just take a breath or two here. Really feel this breath. I'm now going to sort of just make my way to the front of the mat. And just release through the head here. So just get a little bit of a sway if you need to. Any movement that works for you. Inhale, halfway lift of your choice, maybe on the shins, the thighs, maybe fingertips on the floor, crown of the head reaching forward. Exhale, soften through the knees. Inhale, hands come left to right, reach the arms all the way up. Full breath, maybe lean back slightly. Exhale, hands to the heart. From here, spin the arms around, interlace the arms behind you, the hands. Maybe even see if you can bring the palms to touch. If that's too much in the shoulders, then just have the palms away from each other. But just see, sometimes we might have tried a couple of weeks ago and maybe not been able to do it, but you'll be surprised how much that changes over a few weeks. Roll the shoulders back, inhale, open up through your chest. Maybe even lifting the arms slightly away from your body. Exhale, soften through the knees, folding forward, lifting the arms all the way up above the head, coming as far as you can with those arms, either keeping them together. And here we're going to take 3 breaths. Breathing deep. Full breath. Inhale again. Exhale, break through. So soften through the knees, soften through the hands. Try not to allow them to catapult down. Hands come down to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Navel draws in, crown of the head reaching forwards. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step the right foot back. Coming into a runner's lunge here. So keeping that right knee lifted, Okay, really pushing back with that right heel. Open up through your chest. Take a couple of breaths here. So we're building strength in that right leg, really pushing the heel away. Right hand comes down to the floor in line with the left foot. Inhale, reach that left arm up, coming into our twist. Again, anchor down through that back leg, pushing the heel away. Trying to keep the inner thighs drawing in towards each other, towards the body. Exhale, left hand comes down. From here, we're going to reach back that left foot, coming into plank pose. So coming into our full plank. Take a breath. Feel free to lower the knees. And then everybody lower the knees down. Then shift back slightly with the hips. And then we're going to drop the chest in between the hands. Knees are high, chin comes down. So it's knees, chest, chin. And then from here, keeping the chin and the chest where it is, can you reach the hands back one at a time? Palms facing down by your side. And then send your legs away. So just moving through the body in a different way. Don't worry if you got a little bit confused there. Coming down onto the tummy, palms facing away from us or towards the ground, hands reaching towards the toes, forehead on the mat. Take a breath. Inhale, keeping the feet together, zipped together, feet on the ground, palms lift, inhale, coming into our locust variation. Take a breath. Exhale, slowly releasing down. Bring the hands back underneath your shoulders. Push back onto your knees. Walk your knees in just slightly, and then we're going to come into our downward dog. So lifting those hips. And here we are going to take a few breaths here in down dog. So allow the feet to be gently placed hip width apart. Same with the hands, shoulder width. Clawing through those fingertips. Take a full breath here. Try and loosen through the neck. Allow the head to be soft. Full breath. Anchor down through that left foot. Inhale, lift the right leg up behind you. Three-legged dog. Exhale, bring that right knee all the way in towards the chest. And then step the right foot up. If you need to lower left knee first to bring that right foot through, then do. And then from here, just arrive. Left knee is lowered. Come onto the top of that left foot. Inhale, start to roll the shoulders back and then coming up into our kneeling lunge here. So just arrive, notice how the body feels here, and then try and imagine you're trying to bring the inner thighs towards each other, so you've got this sort of lift, this awareness. Inhale, take the arms up above your head and then interlace the fingers and bring them to rest behind your head. The thumbs can be pointing down towards the shoulders, towards the base of the neck. So take a breath, find the stability here. And we're just going to move through some movements which are very similar to cat and cow. But we're going to keep the body sort of in this position. So we're going to inhale, maybe lean back slightly. You can even drop your hips down a little bit, leaning back into the hands, only as far as is comfortable. And then when you exhale, start to lift up a little bit through that pelvic floor to bring you back up, rounding through, chin tucks in towards your chest. You can get really good stretch, really good pull in that left hip, the left muscles, or the muscles, sorry, in the left leg. Inhale, drop the hips down again. Think cow pose here. Exhale, drawing back. Chin comes towards the chest. Last time, inhale, open up. Exhale, drawing back, anchor down through the top of that back foot. Inhale, reach the hands up now, left to right, maybe lean back. Exhale, hands come down to the floor, frame that foot. Take a moment, notice how that feels. Move left to right, and then coming into half splits. So we're just going to start to roll the hips back, lifting the toes of that right foot towards the face. Maybe walk the hands a little bit further back towards the body if you need a bit more space, or maybe the hands in line with the heels, toes flexed on that right foot, folding over. And here we're going to take a couple of breaths. So breathing deep into the body. How do you feel? Inhale, start to roll through that foot. Plant the hands, lift that back knee, and then send that right foot back, reaching back behind you first of all, three-legged dog, and then bring the right foot down to the ground. From here, coming into our plank pose. Take a breath. Lower the knees. Shift back slightly with the hips, and then the chest is going to aim for the space in between the hands, and then the chin comes down to the ground also. From here, left hand comes back, right hand comes back. Slowly slide the feet away from you to bring your tummy, your body down to the ground. Feet zipped together. Inhale, this time maybe lifting the feet as well. Coming into a locust pose. Keeping the gaze down towards the front of the mat. Maybe you can lift up slightly. One more breath here, pulling the hands away from you towards the feet. Everything zipped up together. Exhale, soften. Just bring the hands underneath your forehead. Rest the forehead down. Just take a breath. And shake the hips left to right if you need to, and then come to stillness. Breathing deep. From here, gently bringing the hands back underneath the shoulders. Inhale into cobra. Exhale back down. Inhale, push back up onto knees. Curl the toes under, and then make your way into downward facing dog. Again, taking a few moments in our down dog. Clawing through those fingertips. We just start. It's almost like we're pulling the fingertips back towards the body, towards the wrist. So we're not really doming through the hands, but it's just that intention there through the fingertips, starting to look after the wrists. Hips are high, chest pushing back, gaze towards the ankles. Releasing off through the neck. Take another breath. Anchor down through the right foot this time. Inhale, lift the left leg up behind you. Exhale, stepping left foot in between the hands. Keeping right hand next to the left foot, so framing that left foot. Inhale, reach that left arm up. Exhale, left hand comes down. Lower right knee towards the floor. Inhale, slowly rising up. Again, interlacing the hands, bringing them behind the head. Open up through the chest. Feel this stretch. And then moving through those movements again. Navel draws back just slightly. Find that position here. Exhale, chin rounds in towards the chest. Feeling that stretch on the right side. Inhale, maybe dropping the hips now, leaning back slightly. Think cow pose. Exhale, drawing back. Pelvic draws up, navel draws in. Inhale again, dropping down. Exhale, curling back, rounding through the spine. Inhale, last time, open up through the chest. Exhale, chin comes towards the chest, rounding through the spine. Inhale, break free, reach those arms behind you. Full breath. Exhale, hands come down to the floor. Just take a moment here, first of all. Maybe just moving left to right. And then shifting the hips back. Bringing the toes of that left foot towards the face. Maybe you walk the hands back. Maybe you're here. Just gently working in this fold. Maybe your hands are further forward, fingertips or palms, folding it over that left leg. Wherever you are, take a couple of breaths. Breathe into this stretch. The stretch can be quite intense, so allow the breath to soften here, to soften the body. One thing that's really important is that we don't hold the breath here. Take another breath. Inhale, slowly rolling through that left foot. Planting the hands, lifting that back leg. Stepping back, three-legged dog. And then lower left foot down to the ground. Just take a moment here. Take a couple of breaths. So hopefully down dog is starting to feel a little bit like a resting pose. If not, can you find ways to soften? So it is a strong pose to be in, but hopefully you can find a way to ground down through the hands and the feet. Use that breath to help you stay here just a little bit longer. You're gonna bend the knees, look forward towards the front. Slowly make your way up. Coming into our forward fold at the front of the mat. Take a breath. On your next inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bringing the feet together, really together, zipping up a little bit here. In our forward fold, start to bend through the knees. Just seeing as low as those hips will go, and then inhale, reach the hands forward. Exhale, settle in here, Utkatasana, chair pose or fierce pose. Okay, navel draws in, maybe shift the weight back slightly in the hips. Palms come together at the heart. Gently twisting over towards the right side, left elbow comes to the outside of that right knee. Inhale here. Exhale, just start to twist at the waist, maybe coming back a little bit more. Full breath. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down to the floor, straighten through the legs. Forward fold. Take a breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, soften, bend through those knees. Inhale, bring the hands back out in front. Maybe the arms Come up next to the ears, you can take up a bit more space here. Tailbone tucks under, shift the weight back slightly. Hands come together. Exhale, twisting over towards the left side now. So using this anchor here to push yourself away over towards the left. Take a few more breaths here. Exhale, release the hands down. Inhale, halfway lift, straighten through those legs. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step one foot back, step the other foot back, coming into your full plank. Feel free to be kneeling if you need to. Push away. We're going to slowly lower down to the ground on the count of 5. Elbows draw in. Start to lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe hold. And then lower all the way down. Reaching back through the feet. Feel that stretch. Bring the hands underneath the forehead and just rest. Bringing the big toes to touch. Heels start to drop out left to right. Full conscious breaths. Really inviting that in through the body. Reaching our hands back behind us. This time coming in to our locust pose again. So forehead on the floor, palms facing down, feet zip together so the big toes together. On your next inhale, start to lift head, chest, chin, shoulders roll back, hands lift, legs lift. Coming up as high as is comfortable. Take a breath, really reaching. And exhale, release. Keeping the hands down by your side, just turn your head to rest on its right ear. You can flip palms up towards the ceiling if you want to. Just take a breath. Inhale, coming back to center. Palms face down again now. So either repeating what we did before, or perhaps bending the knees, bringing the feet towards your bottom, reaching back, holding on to the feet just by the ankles, towards the ankles, maybe here. If not, you can sometimes just hold on to the trousers or taking the locust pose like we just did. Forehead down, take a breath. On your next inhale, use that breath to push your feet into your hands, lifting up through the chest, through the shoulders. Full breath here. On an exhale, slowly soften and release. Release one leg, release the other. And this time, just allow your head to turn to the other side, resting left ear down. Allow the shoulders to relax. Take a breath. Slowly coming back through center, hands coming underneath the shoulders. Inhale, push back up onto knees. From here, we're just going to take a child's pose. So bringing the knees to touch, the feet to touch, walking the hands perhaps all the way back towards the feet, rounding through, breathing into this lower back space. Really important
take the back in the other direction. So our locust and bow pose is a back bend. It's really important that we follow up with a nice pose like child's pose, just to ease off the back and take the spine the other way. So really breathe into that lower back. And then inhale, slowly rolling up. Just bring your right hand into your lap, your left hand on top, allow the thumbs to touch. Just close through the eyes here. Take a breath. Not here for long. Open the eyes, coming forward, reaching the hands forward, curl the toes under, lifting the hips, coming back to downward dog. Anchoring down through that left foot, inhale, lift the right leg up behind you, exhale, bend that right knee, bring that right knee towards your right elbow, upper body's in plank. Just one of these. Inhale, lifting up, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step that right foot up in between the hands. From here, just pivot that left foot out so the toes shine off the mat, heels in line with each other. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, turning towards the side of your mat. So the feet are anchored. Okay, we're coming into Trikonasana, but with a little bit of a variation here. So the legs are staying straight. We're going to roll the shoulders back. We're going to reach with the right arm, leaning forward, and then allow that right hand to come either on the shin, okay, or the back of the hand resting on the shin, or maybe down to the floor. Okay, try not to put the hand on the knee so you're not pushing against the knee. And then here you're going to roll your hips forward. This left hand today, just see if you can bring that left hand around, wrap it around your back. And see, I'm just going to stand up briefly, whether you can hook it onto the inside or the outside of this right thigh. So it's a bit of a bind here. Instead of rolling our shoulders back and looking up towards the ceiling like we normally do, can we keep the gaze down towards our right big toe here? And then just start to roll that left shoulder back, that left hip back with the right hip forward. And then you can even start to tuck the chin slightly and get a stretch in through the neck into that left shoulder. Just breathing here, feel this stretch. So it's very different from being here to having this bind. Even with your hand behind your back, you can start to roll that left shoulder back and push those hips forward slightly. Gazing down towards the foot. Take one more breath here. Lovely. Looking down towards the floor, bend into that knee, bring the hands down to the floor, just to pivot that back foot round and just bring that left foot in just slightly. Toes of that left foot shining towards the left corner of the mat. Inhale, slowly rolling up. When you arrive here, we're going to keep the legs straight again, coming into a pyramid variation. So you have a choice with the hands here. You can keep the hands on the hips, but maybe today either take reverse prayer, okay, which can be quite hard, okay, bring the palms together at your back, okay, so you have to roll those shoulders back. But what's a really nice way is to just hold on to the opposite elbow with your arms behind, roll those shoulders back, straighten through the legs, keeping the legs where they are, hinging at the hips, starting to lean forward, and we're going to stop halfway. Really pulling that right hip back, trying to level the hips off. Full breath here. Notice how this feels. Tapping in to the chest muscles, the back, tummy, Really inviting that breath in. Full breath. Exhale, release. Release the hands down, bend into that front leg, step that left foot back just a little bit, and then bring your right hand on the inside of that right foot. And just imagine that you're dropping that hip down. So you can keep the left leg lifted. Feel free if you want to lower that left knee to the floor and come onto the top of the foot, you can. Just taking a couple of breaths here in lizard pose. Notice how this feels in the body. Full breath. Slowly bringing the hand back on the outside of that foot. Curl the toes under, coming back to a three-legged dog. So this right leg, you're going to pull all the way back and up behind you. Exhale, right knee again comes towards that right elbow. And then send it back, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths. Breathing deep. Anchor down through that right side. Inhale, lifting that left leg up behind you. Exhale, left knee to left elbow, upper body's in plank. Reaching back, three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, that left foot now coming up in between the hands. Arrive here. Take a full breath. I'm just going to switch so I'm facing the other way. Take a full breath. Step that right foot in slightly and turn the toes out. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, turn your body out to the side. Take a breath. Straighten through that front leg. Again, right hand can just rest on the hip for now. Left arm reaches forward, bump the hips back slightly, and then reach with that left hand. Left hand arriving on the lower leg somewhere here. And then maybe bringing that right hand all the way back behind you. And if you can catch hold of the inside of the waist, the thigh, then roll that right shoulder back. And then gaze down towards the left toe. From here, open up. So you don't want to drop everything into this left hand. We're lifting up through the waist. Hips are pushing out towards the side. Roll that right hip back. Maybe dropping the chin to the chest, feeling that stretch in that right side of the neck. Take another breath here. Inhale, release that right hand. Start to bend through that front leg. Bring the hands down. Step that right foot in slightly. Inhale, coming up, coming into our pyramid pose. So again, straighten through the legs, maybe wrapping the arms around the bottom of your back. So you're rolling the shoulders, holding on to the opposite elbow. Inhale here. Exhale, leading with the chest. Pausing halfway, keeping the gaze down. Notice what's going on through the legs, through the hips. Another breath here. Inhale, bend through that front knee. Release the hands down to the floor. Send the right foot back. Coming into like our lunge, but then bring the left hand on the inside. Walk the left foot out just a little bit. Maybe even lowering that right knee down. Getting a stretch here. Take a breath. Curling that back foot under, lifting that back knee, walking the hands back out to frame, that left foot. And from here, we're going to come back to that three-legged dog, reaching that left foot up behind you. Exhale, left knee towards left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, release left foot down. Coming to down dog. Take a breath. Gazing towards the heels. Dropping the shoulders out and away from the ears. It's almost like you're rolling the shoulders out left to right. Navel draws in. Full breath. Exhale, lowering the knees down to the floor. Coming on to the top of the feet again. Coming back to that seal pose. Right hand down, left hand on top, thumbs to touch. And just take a moment here. How do you feel in this moment? Maybe hot, maybe worn out, maybe you're feeling energized, ready for the day ahead. From here, gently rolling the hips to one side, bringing the feet out in front. I'll do this to the side actually. Bring the feet out in front of you. From here, coming into something slightly different, we're just going to bring the right foot and cross it over the left. Okay, so it's a bit like our Paschimottanasana, our seated forward fold. But from here, we're going to flex through the feet, so bring the toes towards the face. And then just see how far you can reach with that right hand towards your right foot. If you're able to hold on to the foot, then fabulous. It just depends how much, not necessarily flexibility, but it just depends how we're feeling in the shoulders. If we've got a lot of tension here through the back, it can be harder to reach it. So you can always just come to the side of that leg. The left hand just comes down, reaching towards that right foot. And from here, I then want you to drop your chin towards your chest. So you are coming into a fold, but then I want you to push that right foot into your hand and pull back against that right foot with your arm. So you're starting to get a stretch into the shoulder, all the way down the side of the body. If you've been doing lots of work and lots of gardening, this can feel really intense. Take another breath. Inhale, coming back up. From here, bringing the feet together. Bending the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up above you. Exhale, gently folding over. Coming into our full Paschimottanasana. Feel free to bend the knees here, feet towards the shins, or sending the feet away. Take one more breath. Inhale, slowly rolling up. Left foot now crosses over the right leg. Get yourself situated here, adjust if you need to. Left hand reaches towards the left foot, bringing the toes towards the face. Right hand comes down to the floor just to support you. Inhale here, so pull against that left foot. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest, pushing against the hand and the hand against the foot. Take a breath. You can even start to drop the left ear to the left shoulder, getting a stretch here. One more breath. Inhale, release. Again, just bringing the feet out in front. Inhale, reach the arms up. Toes flexing towards the shins. Exhale, up and over. Really reach with those hands as far as they'll go. And then place the hands And drop the head down. Full breath. Inhale, slowly rolling up. So just before we come down onto our back for a relaxation, lifting the feet to the floor, bending the knees, bring the hands to the back of the thighs. And yes, you probably guessed it, coming into a boat pose. So again, feel free, maybe this is it, maybe you stay here. Or perhaps, just for today, maybe you lift the legs. You can bring the knees together, so it's almost like you're stitching everything up, zipping it all together. Roll those shoulders back. Maybe you focus and you practice on being here, lifting the shins parallel with the ceiling. Maybe this is your boat pose, and this is strong. You're really having to tap in. Maybe you'll take it further just for 5 breaths. Ready. Inhale, reach through the hands, send the feet out straight, hands left to right. Exhale, bring the knees in towards the chest. Inhale, reach, lean back a little bit further. Exhale, chin towards the knees. Inhale, reach. Exhale in. Maybe the hands reach behind you now. Inhale. Exhale in. 2 more. Let's go. Last one. Really reach, pause, hold. Feel the shake, feel that energy. Exhale, knees in towards the chest. Release the feet to the floor. Allow your back to come down to the ground. Bring the toes, or the soles of the feet to touch. Coming into Supta Baddha Konasana. Our reclined cobblers. Hands resting gently on your tummy. Just taking a breath here. How do you feel today? Slowly stretching out one leg and then the other. Coming into our Shavasana. If you feel like you need to take a twist, then please do. So sometimes when we lie here, we think a little bit niggly through here. So maybe feel free to roll the hips to one side, take a twist, and then roll them over to the other. And then maybe come down to Shavasana. Release that breath. Breathing in. Forceful exhale. And again, breathing in. Sigh out that breath. Come to stillness. So today's practice is a slower one, but building strength. Creating a bit of space in the shoulders and the back. So just take a few breaths here, really breathing into this heart space. A lot of what we've been working on today is to open up through the chest, through the heart. So as you breathe here, you can imagine that you are breathing green light into your heart space. So the green is associated with the heart chakra.
with our love, and honesty, and truth. That full embrace. One more breath here. Feel free to stay here if you want to. Or we're going to roll over onto one side, gently coming up into a seated position. Bringing the hands out in front of you, palms facing each other. So take your time, no rush. And then we're simply going to give ourselves a hug. So it's like you're reaching out to me, to all the others practicing with us, not just here, but maybe anywhere in the world. And then bringing those arms back around to yourself, giving yourself a little bit of a squeeze, a little bit of a hug. Breathe in. Exhale fully. One more. So reach out with those arms, really reaching. A slight smile. Exhale, maybe the different arm on top, rolling back, bringing the hands back towards you. That full embrace. Exhale, release. Bringing the hands to the heart, to always have kind and loving intentions. Hands to the mouth for kind and loving words. And hands to the third eye for kind and loving thoughts to yourself, to those around you, and the rest of the world. From me to you, have an amazing day. Namaste.